Welcome, fans. Thanks for joining us for this Friday night edition. There should be plenty of action down in the painted area tonight, Greg, with the big man matchup in this one.
Skilled bigs dueling down low, kind of a throwback in some ways, but there's still plenty of physicality in the modern game.
And now the Golden State Warriors starters. In the backcourt, we'll see Curry and Podziemski. Butler out there with Green, and it's Moody in at the small forward position.
Now, Draymond Green patient enough to know when his teammates are running around, at some point one's going to break open, then he finds him.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Makes it off the glass.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Here's Green. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot. Green dishes to Curry. From downtown, Milwaukee with the rebound. They're getting their first look of the season at the Warriors in this one.
In their meetings last year, they split the season series. Happens a fair amount between teams from the East and West.
Yeah, even when it comes to matchups where it looks like one side should be the clear favorite, those brief two-game series often end 1-1.
Curry gets the bucket.
Well, Steph's willing to hurt you from the mid-range. Look, if you're going to be that open, he's going to take the shot.
And when you look at the career of Kyle Kuzma, he has played, Brent, various roles.
Yeah, Kevin, different spots and different things that have been asked of him by different coaches in different systems. So, six-man, spot-up shooter, go-to scorer. It speaks a lot to his adaptability. Hopefully he'll settle in and become the player that he knows confidently he is.
Now, here's Moody. After Taurean Prince's miss.
Watching Curry is an education on how to take advantage of whatever the defense is throwing your way.
And many around the league believe Curry doesn't get enough fouls called in his favor. GA, what do you think?
There could be some truth to that. He gets held and grabbed more than anyone when running off screens, but especially blatant on drives to the rim.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo. Standing at 28 points. Butler against Porter. Crosses over. Butler passes to Green. Back to Butler. Outside Curry. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
Excellent off-ball awareness as Brook was able to get over there and swat it away.
Butler against Kuzma. Here's Porter. No good with the layup. The Bucks, they won their last contest, that game against the Pelicans. Moody up and in on the layup. Moody's got 5.
No doubt that Butler continues to improve his passing. An excellent playmaker, really wants to. And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
The Warriors have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Podziemski finds Curry. From past the arc. The rebound by the Bucks. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
Yeah, and in that one they were aggressive, but also efficient. The exact balance you're looking to achieve.
Well, easy to be efficient on nights like that when everybody has things going. Let's see if they're still in the rhythm tonight.
Now Porter, after the missed 3 from Stephen Curry. Clock is at 3. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And for about a decade, the Bucks have virtually been a lock for the playoffs.
Yeah, you think about Giannis being drafted in 2013, and absolutely nobody saw what was coming with him. They missed the playoffs in his first and his third year, and then all of a sudden, Giannis fully arrived. He's developed into a star, not just a star, but a superstar. And these guys have been contenders ever since.
Milwaukee making a switch. Collins is checked in. Different look here for the Warriors. Reese Jackson Davis is checked in for Green. Jonathan Kuminga comes in for Butler. Peyton, he's checked in for Moses Moody. And it's Buddy Hield in for Brandon Podziemski. First one falls for him.
And Hield is a player who you love to see take trips to the free throw line, as consistent as he is there.
Smith checked in for the Bucks. It seems likely that the Warriors' title run under Steph Curry, Brent, has probably come to a close.
I'm not going to count Steph Curry out quite yet, Kevin, but they have added some quality youngsters. They're trying to grow that group. How fast can they bring those kids along to championship caliber players? That's the big question. They're going to win their share of games.
Lopez, he's checked in for the Bucks. Jackson comes in for Kyle Kuzma. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Antetokounmpo kicks to Lopez. Jacks up a three. Prince misses. And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for the Warriors. It's a three-point game. Healed against Jackson. Down low. Healed, the pass to Kuminga. Off target from outside. So at the end of one quarter of play, still a close game. Warriors lead by 3. And we'll get... some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. What do you guys think about the Warriors here so far?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack, as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
So on the floor for Golden State to begin the second quarter. Some kind of shooting in the backcourt for him. It's Curry and Hield. Gary Payton II is out there with Jonathan Kuminga. And it's Jackson Davis in at the center, locking down the middle. And we've got a timeout called by Doc Rivers. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. And the Bucks making a change here. Porter's checked in. Analytics or the eye test? The optics or the numbers in front, Greg? When you're judging the performance of a player, what kind of criteria do you use?
Well, an MVP candidate recently said, my eye test tells me this guy's a terrible defender, but the analytics tell me he's a great defender. I'm confused, and I often feel the same way.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, Brook Lopez started off, of course, as a post scorer, but he's completely reshaped his game over time, becoming a three-point threat and a defensive stopper. He said, I tried to focus more on being a pillar at the defensive end, someone my teammates can rely on. I'm always talking in the paint, letting them know I'm there to back him up. Kevin?
He's got great communication skills, David. Thanks for the report. Hield can't hit. Last game for the Warriors, it was a loss to San Antonio. And Brent, when you talk about the best player in the league, Giannis has got to be in that conversation. Right?
Yeah, there's no doubt, Kevin. I mean, the numbers he puts up are incredible. It's how easily he dominates a game and just how unstoppable of a force he is. There's so many teams out there trying to find answers for what Giannis is doing to them offensively. But how do you equip a defense to slow down the force that is Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Physical basketball from Giannis Antetokounmpo.
So hard to stop down low. Giannis gets around the basket, and it feels like within 8 feet he's going to dunk just about anything.
Antetokounmpo with the steal. It's stolen by Curry. And here we go with Curry running it up the court. Here's Kuminga. Rebounded by Jackson. The Bucks trail. Outside Porter. Outside Jackson. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Here's Prince. A miss that time. Would have put him up.
That's not going to make you a favorite target of your teammates. They'll think twice about feeding you if you're going to keep missing layups.
Here's Payton. A rebound by the Bucks.
And you're just not going to see him do that very often. Usually when he rises up, there's a guarantee it's going down.
Lopez from long range.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Here's Curry. Wow, magical moves inside from Steph Curry.
Shooting it with more confidence now. Look at his face. He didn't look quite right in the opening minutes, finding it now.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Prince. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Shoots over Kuminga. Shot clock at 6. Antetokounmpo finds Porter. And again, the Bucks miss. Warriors leading by 3. Shot from 12. It's good. Curry's got 10 points.
Well, the game's 4 quarters, and after a tough first half, he's found his rhythm in the second.
Giannis dishes to Lopez. Here's Antetokounmpo, and here's Prince outside. Giannis on the follow. He's got 8.
And again, just taking the greatness for granted here. Amazing sequence from Giannis.
Curry kicks to Payton. Takes it from 10, and he gets that one to go off the front iron. And the Warriors lead by 5. And here's Prince outside. What a shot! Amazing!
Count. Unreal. And a huge 3 there to chop the lead down as we go into the break. Still anyone's game.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break. The third quarter.
Hey folks, and welcome. This first half has been the Stephen Curry show. He has just been everywhere. Guys, is it tough to carry a hot first half into the second?
Only if you skip your halftime snack. That's the most important meal of the day, Arnie.
Meal? What kind of... Well, coming back to the game of the night, the Bucks find themselves in a close one.
At the defensive end, I'm not seeing disruption. I don't mean just forcing turnovers. I mean taking...
Thanks for joining us. Now...
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You have to like what we're seeing from Taurean Prince.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, just way too easy out there, and I'm sure Coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Portis is out there with Smith. And it's Green. Then there's Rollins. And it's Jackson in at the 3. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. Curry's shot is good.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And we've got a timeout called by Doc Rivers. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. Kuzma's checked in for Smith. And a chance here to go to our rookie leaderboard and give a nod to the best long-range bombers of the past month. Well, you look at Podziemski, 3rd in the NBA. He's someone that, if you leave him alone, he's going to knock it down.
You know, coming into the NBA, you knew he could stroke it from long range. And over the past month, he's shown us exactly that.
You can see Draymond Green so fired up every time he has a chance to impact the game defensively.
And so Green will bring it up for the Golden State Warriors. They lead by 4. They get to take on the Blazers at Portland after this one. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Jackson with it. Now Green defending. Green the pass to Portis. Here's Kuzma. Off target with his 3.
Not been an easy start. 3 straight misses here on these possessions.
Butler. Rebounded by Jackson. The Bucks have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. It counts, and the foul. And it goes on Draymond Green.
Well, there it is. 0-3 to start the half, and finally something finds its way through the net.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul. At the line for Milwaukee.
Free throw good, Portis.
And the physicality that Bobby Portis brings to the game is something that his teammates really get behind. It makes him such an effective player out there impacting the attitude of so many.
Moody. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on, Bobby. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Porter's checked in for Milwaukee. And now we've got a chance to check out multiple seasons of assist numbers and what has been the trend for Draymond Green.
And the trend that he's going through with his assist numbers dropping over the past few years isn't a good one. I don't want to say he's become a more selfish player because that's too harsh, but he's become a little too concerned about finding his own shot rather than creating for his teammates. He may want to rethink that.
Bucks trail by 3. Here's Rollins, and they're unable to get the tying basket there.
Team starts the second half missing 4 of 5 shots. When does the coach possibly call a timeout and reiterate what he talked about at halftime?
Porter looking it over. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. Now let's step back and look at the top passing teams in the NBA this season. The real stats, the real scores from the real NBA. The Warriors, 4th.
And contrary to what we see from other teams, this squad has no interest in playing strictly as individuals. Their assist numbers show what a cohesive bunch they are.
The Warriors making a switch here. Payton's checked in. And a deep three from Curry. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Here's Porter. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And one of those guys who fell in the draft the year he came out due to injury. Porter healed up and has taken the lead by storm.
And he can't hit the second. The Warriors have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Pass to Podziemski. Back to Payton. Clock at 6 to the paint. Green, no luck.
A lot of defenders choose to just back up off of him when he's in that tight, try to avoid the and one, and this time they're not backing off.
Porter kicks to Portis. Kuzma with it. Outside Porter. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Rollins the pass to Porter. Portis inside the three-point line. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there.
And, well, when you let the shot clock run down that far, that's the kind of shot you're going to end up with.
Yeah, can't see why he missed that one there. The D's close, but like plenty of room.
Kuzma passes to Porter for the lead. The rebound by Payton. The Warriors leading. Shoots a fader. Shot by Podziemski, no good.
Well, they shouldn't be giving that shot to anyone, but they certainly shouldn't be giving it to him. That's a big break for the defense.
And Doc Rivers has called a timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Lopez, he's checked in for Portis. Antetokounmpo comes in for Kyle Kuzma. Prince is checked in for Jackson. And Trent subbed in for Kevin Porter. Rollins. Milwaukee, no good that time either. And here's Hield. He'll bring it up for the Golden State Warriors. Just 4 points. That's all they've given up here in the second half. Inside, here's Looney, and he goes in for the dunk.
And Looney's a guy you can rely on both ends of the floor.
Lopez outside. Trent outside. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Did he lay an egg at the stripe in their previous game? Couldn't get anything to drop.
Of course, one of the league's best scorers. Giannis poised to be one of the game's all-time best. Now, what a great option he gives them on every possession.
Prince, the pass to Rollins. Good D by Hield. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. The Warriors on top. They're up by. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
The passing for the team becoming contagious, this time involving the big.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. And we've got a timeout called by Doc Rivers. And that timeout by Coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same. Let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Well, during the break, I listened in on Doc Rivers talking to the team. They were asking the team to play faster, push the ball. Coach told their players, hey, look, in this league, fast break points are the easiest. We need more of them. Can't argue with that. Kevin?
Thank you, David. On the court for Golden State here in the 4th. Some kind of shooting in the backcourt for him. It's Curry and Hield. Kuminga out there with Gary Payton II. And it's Looney in at the center. The kick out to Porter. Prince outside. Pass to Antetokounmpo. And they double up Giannis. It's tipped to take the lead. Warriors with the rebound.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
No one near Curry as he lets it go. It's hauled in by Trent. Milwaukee has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. And they double up Giannis. Porter kicks to Antetokounmpo into the lane. It's stolen by Curry. To the middle. Here's Kuminga. And Kuminga throws it down.
Big-time slam there from Kuminga. His coaches and teammates encourage him to get up strong like that.
Porter dishes to Prince. And they double up Antetokounmpo. Outside, Porter. And again, the Bucks miss.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
Different look here for the Warriors. Draymond Green, he's checked in for Looney. Butler comes in for Jonathan Kuminga. Moses Moody, he's checked in for Gary Payton. And it's Brandon Pajemski in for Buddy Hield. Pass to Butler. Here's Green. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. That's on Brook Lopez.
Yeah, we know he's undersized for the position, but Draymond Green does the work of several men, including how he forces the D that time to foul.
So he comes up empty at the line. Bucks trail by 5. To the inside. Curry with the steal. And here they come. Here's Pajemski. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
So much talk about Steph's scoring ability, but he's also a great facilitator.
Porter finds Giannis. Back to Porter. Shoots over Curry. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. No good. Prince with the defensive effort. For Milwaukee, they've gone 1 of 4 since the end of the 3rd quarter. Prince double teamed. Back to Trent. Over Moody. They grab their own miss. Another shot. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And it goes on Draymond Green.
More and more, it's about the maturation process of Giannis and his game. Learning now how to sell defenders with pump fakes.
That's good. Going 1 of 2 from the line, and that trims the lead to 6.
The team struggling to come back. He really wanted all of those free throws.
Curry from deep three-point land. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Curry's got 4 this quarter.
On the offensive end, Curry both prolific and efficient.
From deep, Trent. Draymond Green pulls it in.
Man, you get so caught up in the bravado of someone scoring on you and you wanting to even the score. Unfortunately, he couldn't answer back.
Curry passes to Butler. Down low. Here's Green. And the layup's good off the glass. Green's got the lead up to 11 now for the Warriors.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Warriors.
Starting five must have been happy to get so much help from the reserves in this game.
And they not only lightened the load, the subs did nothing less than guarantee a win.
And the effort here tonight, adding to the W column for the season, will go down as their 48th win.
And they've really had a dominant run of games against this opponent this year. They played them 3 times and won every one.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Stephen Curry.
And this was a showcase night of his skills offensively.
We've got 22 seconds left to play in the final quarter. The clock now can just run out for the Warriors. Curry against Porter. So we see the Warriors get the win here. A solid win. All right, DA, thanks again. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony.